I'm always pretty anxious, excited, and happy. If all of those things can be true at the same time.
As she enters a world of secure gates, endless barbed wire, and concrete as far as the eye can see, Adrienne Kennedy is reminded with every step of just how surreal her life has become.
I promised myself I would never get used to it, because I think you don't.
Adrienne's husband, Tom, is an inmate at Salinas Valley, a maximum security state prison.
You already done with work?
They were introduced by a mutual friend while Tom was serving a 52-year sentence for an assault with a firearm on a police officer. She wasn't expecting to fall in love, but she did. They married in a prison ceremony in 2018, much to her family's dismay.
My family, as soon as they found out that I was with somebody that was incarcerated, they took like 10 steps back for me.
She visits him every weekend for a few hours. Once a month, they're eligible for a conjugal or family visit of up to 40 hours in an apartment on prison grounds. But even though he's the one convicted of a crime, in many ways, she says, they're both doing time.
Every week, you're like re-traumatized because you don't know what's gonna happen. As soon as you get here, you don't know what staff is gonna be up to. You don't know if they're gonna be having a good day or a bad day.
Coping with the incarceration of a loved one can be overwhelming. The stress of supporting a family member in prison can cause lasting health issues for those on the outside. It's something Fritzi Horstman is trying to change.
We numb ourselves out because we can't stand feeling anymore.
The founder of the Compassion Prison Project, Horstman, has been helping prisoners face the trauma that landed them behind bars.
The more compassion we can bring to prisons, the better our world, because prisons are not an isolated event. The violence that happens here reverberates into our communities. This changes your brain.
Which is why today she's focusing not on prisoners, but on their families.
I got to see the pain that they're facing every day, how much they have to drive, how stressful it is for them to walk into this environment.
Research has consistently shown that inmates are less likely to return to prison if they have close relationships with their families on the outside.
Each thing that is true for you, we take a step forward into the circle.
To that end, Horstman invited the women to participate in the same exact exercise their partners went through the day before.
If you often or very often felt that you didn't have enough to eat, had to wear dirty clothes, and had no one to protect you, step inside the circle. If you often or very often felt that no one in your family loved you.
Using a CDC quiz, Horstman helps the women assess their own childhood trauma.
Step inside the circle.
When people realize they're not alone, Horstman says, they connect and start to share.
They put him in handcuffs while I was still in the vicinity. I didn't want to see that.
That is where the healing begins.
The more we're aware of our traumas and why we're behaving the way we are, the better we can regulate our systems and create a safer society.
The fact that Adrienne participated in the circle is a huge comfort to her husband, Tom.
Do you think you being here has added to her trauma?
Definitely. Definitely. But that's a strange question. That's a good question because we were both traumatized before we met each other.
That shared experience, according to Adrienne, has brought them closer together and, in a way, made her feel less alone.
Knowing that he willingly participated helps me to know that the wheels are turning. If the wheels are turning, then I could possibly introduce some healing that can happen between both of us.
At the end of the day, Adrienne heads home, feeling a little less burdened, knowing they've both taken a meaningful step away from the trauma on both sides of the bars. Itai Hud, KPIX 5.